it sneak through. And so just understand that's the risk. Okay. Not guaranteed 100%. I trust those guys to do their best, but it's not 100%. So you're losing sleep over it. I understand that's a hard thing. Um, but I would think that just gritting my teeth and putting in the time and keeping up with the community would be a very effective way of mitigating this, this attack that's potentially pending. I'll bet if somebody's stupid enough to go and take a digital picture of your shit and make off with it and try to screw you up, that they're not going to put in the time, the months it's going to take from now before the mainnet launches to be as diligent as you are. But that's just my opinion.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
And you should not lose sleep over this. That's the worst. Look at your downside potential. Are we talking tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars?
Not even 10,000. Like
It's
half
not
of
worth your
10,000.
health. It's not worth your health to worry about that. Did you pool your resources? Did you get a large multiplier, or are you looking at like just sacking yourself? Which one was it?
I'm not sure about the multiplier, but it's a lot of millions of PulseX.
Yeah, okay, it's a lot of millions. Well, look, in the time it takes, in the time it takes, the mainnet launch, I'm pretty sure that you can cobble together another sum as a contingency plan in case this all goes to shit and your stuff gets rinsed. Just put some money back in the game, wait for the pullback, and get your position back again. Not all
Got
hope is lost. Not for that type of money.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking because um I've been a little bit I was a little bit depressed in the beginning, but then I realized like I mean mainnet is going to launch at the soonest in 2 months. I think it's going to launch around December. I still have enough time to save up enough money to put in the same amount.
Yeah, I mean, it's your backup plan. You try first to get your goodies on day one, and if not, you wait till day three when the ratios are all revealing exactly what the dollar amount is, and then you wait and you find yourself a good in for the position. There will be a pullback. You will have an opportunity.
Definitely. So from all the information that you've gathered, you think that maybe it's just not worth using links services. It'd just be better if I just did it myself and kept up with the community.
Well, personally, if I were you, yes, but if you want to feel comfortable, write off 10%, and there's no guarantee that you'll get any percent back. But in case you get it all back, they'll take 10%, which is fair. And you've saved 90%. And you just put it on autopilot. The thing that you're buying, the thing you have to ask yourself is it worth, 1 grand for peace of mind? So you don't have to worry about it anymore. It's out of your hands and you just hope. If that's what you think the value associated with your mental health is, then pay it and work with those guys, especially if they'll take you on board. If it works out, great. If it doesn't, you still have that $10,000 that you're going to save up between now and midnight. And you'll look for your next in. Or like me, I would just say, screw it. I'm going to remain diligent. This is a hell of a learning experience that I'll be telling my kids and grandkids about if I beat the attackers, get my goodies, throw them to my vault wallet, and have done with it. So it's $1,000 worth of effort versus, you know, a little bit of risk. Which one works for you?
Yeah, I definitely have to think about that. I was under the impression that Link and HowToPulse.com they have like this software bot that puts all these custom RPC settings or whatever they are, and it automatically opens it, and and they send it, something like that. That's all automated through this software. Am I incorrect in thinking that?
No, you're correct. It's all automated, and we probably shouldn't discuss that in detail in this chat. Otherwise, attackers can listen in and prepare for that. So we don't want to discuss that further in this chat. However, I'll say that yeah, you're on the money. It's exactly what they do. But there is a potential for latency. There's a human operation at play at the beginning that has to enter in the custom RPCs, and they, just like you, have to get those from Richard, right? And Richard will announce them at the same time it's available to you and the attackers. So, is it going to be faster than what you could do yourself? Unknown. Is it good? Yeah, it's good. Once they enter it in, they can protect their clients. But you're one guy. Why can't you? You can race on your own, or you can say, all right, I've got somebody on my team that's going to take care of it. Then I can just get on with my life. I did my best. It's up to you. Personally, I'd want to fight.
Okay. Uh, just last question that might be a little bit ignorant. Um, will Richard Hart say, "Oh, it's going to be released soon," and then it's going to release out of nowhere, or is he going to like say, "Hey, it's going to release soon," and then on the day that it's going to be released, he's going to say, "Hey, it's by the way, you guys can claim your coins."
I don't understand the difference. You think that he'll just sign off and it'll magically appear and there'll be mayhem? No, I believe that Richard will say, "All right, guys, we're live," at some point. He will give probably a few days' notice. He'll say, "All right, guys, get your stuff ready." Remember, back in May, we got that type of indication from him, right? He says, "My guys say mid-May," and then at probably around the 5th, he said, "All right, I mean, get your stuff ready." It's all I can say. And that was the indication that you'll get. That's within that field range. It'll be something like that. He'll say, "All right, I got good indication from the devs. I would just get your ducks in order if I were you. Get your house in order, your ducks in a row, rather." Sorry for the mixed metaphor, but I'm saying that he'll give some kind of heads up, and then he, with great pride, will broadcast live, guaranteed. Okay, guys, Pulsechain's open.
Is there a way to find and see whether or not my MetaMask was open in different places, like different IP addresses, or is that impossible?
Impossible. There has to be some kind of activity on chain for you to see.
Okay, I understand. Listen, I really appreciate you
You
taking
know,
the.
you could. It's not advisable, but do you have any liquid assets on that wallet right now?
No, and I think I know where you're going with this. Just to put in like $200-300 worth of Ethereum, right, and just keep it in there.
If you want to see if somebody comes and takes it, sure, but that's a very expensive method, and if it's a true attacker, it never pays well. It never pays off well. The only thing you can do is see if there's a. I mean, do you think that these people were particularly advanced or savvy in terms of blockchain or not?
Not at all.
Yeah, so then that's worthless. It's worthless. What I would be concerned about is if they back up those seeds somewhere electronically and another truly savvy attacker gets a hold of them. Now you've got the dunces and a real attacker now on your ass.
Right.
So look, I guess in a nutshell, I would put my effort, my brain power into getting that money saved up for the mainnet launch, and imagine that those funds are gone. for peace of mind, judging where your head is at, either go to the guys over there, agree to their terms, dox yourself and your wallet, and turn it over to them for whatever. Make yourself a Vault wallet, designate that, and that's where they're going to send your goodies when they come in, if they're quick enough to do it. Um, you know, or decide whether or not you want to deal with all the stress until mainnet. Sounds to me like $1,000 of money that's effectively already written off seems to be more up your alley if I'm catching what you're laying down in your voice and the way that you're relaying the story, the fact that you've had some kind of stress over the whole thing. I think that may be the right thing for you.
Yeah, I think so too. And I talked to Link last night, and I told him I would like to speak to Papa Boner before proceeding, and he was very positive about that. He even mentioned the fact, he said, "Hey, listen, like we don't even have to do this if you really want." He kind of gave the same recommendation as you by, hey, just put in some money into that MetaMask and see what happens. And if it's taken, then we can proceed. And I kind of told him like, let me just talk to Papa Boner and make a decision today. So I think just for the peace of mind, because I'm just so busy as a video editor and running another business with my brother, and I'm pretty bad at dealing with stress at the moment. So I think that's kind of my best option.
Yeah, it seems like that's of good value to you. And then you can just relax and it's out of your hands. And if they are not successful, then maybe you can rationalize it in the future and say, well, I wouldn't have been successful either. So it was already gone. And I think that that's an okay way to proceed.
Yeah, I agree. I appreciate your time, Power Boner. Thank you again.
No, my pleasure. I'm sorry about your situation. Definitely learn from this and create your backups in a more secure manner. Don't write them as they appear, write reading. Employ a simple cipher, etch them into something metal and keep them, out of sight in a safe if you can. If you can't, at least employ a simple cipher. Jump the words.
Gotcha.
Is that cool?
Yeah, and what do you mean by cipher? You mean like, oh, like switch the orders of the words?
Yeah, you scramble them up. You scramble them up in a method that you have the recipe for. For example, if you go on the BIP39 compliant word list, you can find the numbers that correspond to each of the words, and you can maybe phase one column of the backup seed phrases up by 3 positions, and the other one you would go down by 7 positions. And that's just a simple phase cipher. It's very easy for you to remember. You write it down, even though you commit it to memory. You actually have a simple recipe by which you decrypt your seeds that you've written down. There's other more complicated ways, but the more complicated you get, the more difficult it gets, and the more prone to error it is. So just be very careful to make something that's manageable. You write down that recipe and you back up that recipe somewhere as well, because you never commit things just to your memory.
Okay, great. Um, Last thing.
Hold on, I gotta go take care of my wife. She's got
Okay,
COVID,
I
so I
understand.
gotta
Thank you
be
so
back.
much, Power Boner.
Hey, you have no other assets in that wallet? There's no ETH in there or nothing? You there, brother?
Sorry, guys, I'm back.
Hey, so that guy had no other assets at all in that wallet?
He didn't. He said that there's no liquid assets there. So I imagine he's also got no staked HEX. So that would mean, I assume, yes, no other assets.
So what's he going to do? Just wait around and try to front run him when Pulse mainnet launches?
That's pretty
Transfer
much what we all can do, right? If we all get the RPC codes, the RPC coordinates faster than the attackers, it's quite conceivable that we could front run all attackers. Because we're here in like this chat, we follow Richard on Twitter, we know exactly what's going on, and it takes them just as much time as it takes you to load it into their bot and start, rinsing accounts. Or if they're doing it manually, then again, exactly as long as it would take you to do it.
Yeah, he got lucky. Maybe it's a no coiner, but it's the handling of that seed phrase. If they're fucking careless with it, now it gets out to the real hacker, like you were saying. But I think he's all right. You just got to set up and front run him and transfer him out of there.
Yep. But it doesn't help to have a little bit of technology on your side. If you don't have confidence that you can do that, then turn it over to people that can for a small commission, right?
Yeah, what are they going to do? Make a bot or something?
Yeah, we shouldn't discuss that in this chat, but the answer is yes.